Thank you for joining us on this recorded webinar that will provide school district liaisons to the Connecticut State Department of Education important information about the implementation and administration of the Foundations of Reading Survey to be implemented December 1st through May 14th, 2021. My name is Joanne White, and I'm the State Education Consultant for Literacy English Language Arts for the Connecticut State Department of Education. And I'm joined by Heather Klesch, who will be coordinating the survey on behalf of the Evaluation Systems Group of Pearson. Each of us will be walking you through different pieces of information about the requirements for and the administration of the reading survey. Our agenda today includes the welcome, the statutory requirement, the survey web page, and the administration of the survey and results reporting. Also, you'll be hearing about how to access the internet-based reading survey system. As you may know, the Foundations of Reading Survey is mandated in Connecticut statutes. On this particular slide, we have provided the relevant statute for your reference. This information, including this recorded webinar, will be found on the Reading Survey webpage, which we will get to in a few slides. Now we will present information regarding the question of who must take the reading survey. First and foremost, any teacher holding a valid certificate endorsed in one of the following areas, including integrated early childhood special education nursery to kindergarten, and elementary 1 through 3, which is endorsement 113. Any of the elementary education endorsements that you see listed here, or a bilingual elementary endorsement, will be required to take the survey. However, it is only those teachers with those endorsements who are assigned as elementary teachers and assigned to grades kindergarten, first, second, or third, who will be required to take the survey. This is based on district data in the Educator Data System, or EDS. If the data about the assignment or the grade of the teacher is not correct, then you, as the reading survey liaison, must contact the person in your district who enters or corrects the EDS data to make these changes. Otherwise, we are pulling directly from the certification system and EDS to identify the teachers who will be required to take the reading survey during this school year. Please note that valid certificates are the only ones that will be pulled for the teachers who are required to take the survey. If one of your teachers has an expired certificate, they will not be on the list for your district. So that too will require that you look through the data that we provide you to ensure that the list is complete. The other part of the data that you'll receive has to do with who is not required to take the reading survey. We will provide you a list of teachers who have passed the Foundations of Reading test, which is required for certification. Those teachers will be on the exempt list for your district. Teachers who served on the item review panel will also be exempt from taking the survey. There are only a few of those, about 15 teachers statewide, who will be on the respective district list as exempt. Teachers who are assigned either above grade 3 or in pre-K, who are serving as special education teachers, reading teachers, resource teachers, interventionists, content coaches, TESOL teachers, or substitute teachers will not appear on the list of those required to take the survey. The administration of the survey will begin December 1st, 2020, and continue through May 14th, 2021. It is at the district's discretion to plan and administer the survey on dates and in locations that the district and school leadership decide is appropriate for their local community. It is important to keep in mind the parameters listed in this slide when planning your district's administration. The survey webpage is located on the Connecticut State Department of Education website. This page serves as a frequently asked questions overview to which administrators and teachers should have access. All statewide communications regarding the survey will be posted here. This webinar will be posted on this page. Resources, including the survey objectives and a practice test, are posted there as well. The practice survey can be used to prepare prior to the survey and may be best used in a collaborative group prep session to promote discussion about the reading concepts. The practice survey not only includes 100 multiple choice, but also 2 open-ended example questions and an analysis of the right and wrong answers to the items so teachers can understand the rationale for each correct answer. Teachers are not required to complete the open response items that are in the practice test because those types of items are not included in the survey. Although open response items are part of the practice test, they are not part of the survey. Additional resources are posted on the Reading Survey website as well. You can find the practice survey on the Reading Survey website, and once again, it also discusses the answers found on the practice survey. The objectives link is a helpful link to learn about the survey sub-areas and to find each of the objectives. We're now going to review for you, as the district liaison, how to access the Reading Survey portal and so that you'll be able to download the final list for your school district. First, the State Department of Education will send to each district liaison a username and temporary password by email by December 13th, 2020. This will be an individual email sent to each district liaison. Using the and temporary password, the district liaison will need to go to the Reading Survey webpage and click on the portal button to access the login screen. Once in the portal, you will use the information, the username and temporary password to create a new record. You will then be redirected to the webpage where your district data will be contained and can be downloaded. The following screenshots will show the above steps. From the Reading Survey webpage, when you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will click on the button that is titled Reading Survey Secure Login. Just above the button, it says for district liaisons. You'll then be directed to this page, which is the login screen to the CSDE portal, and you'll be expected to enter your username and temporary password. Please this screen and the next screen because some people will have access to the CSDE portal for different purposes. But right now, the information you are seeing is specifically for the Reading Survey. The next screen is the actual portal login. You will then be entering again your temporary password and the new password that you designate. Please keep track of this password. If you have access currently to the portal, this password should be different from the other password that you currently use to enter the portal. And you'll need to not only enter it once, but enter your new password a second time to confirm. Finally, you will arrive at your district-specific page that contains the list that you will need in order to facilitate and administer the survey. There are 3 lists here. The first 2 lists will be available immediately in November, and the third will not be available until after the results are available for your district. The first list is the authorization code list. The second list is the exemption list, and the third is the survey results list. To save any of these lists, click on Save, and then you will be brought to 2 other prompts that show where on your computer you wish to save the list that you are downloading. So after opening the list, you may then save it to your computer. I would suggest that you change the file extension from CSV, which is how it is going to be posted to the web portal, to XLXS, which is for Excel use. That will make it easier for you when you are trying to manipulate the data in the Excel document. Please note that if you are experiencing any problems while downloading or opening your saved file, and you are using Google Chrome as your browser, you may want to use an alternative browser. The authorization code list is a list of all the teachers in your district who are required to take the survey. And in this list, you'll see the data that we're reporting back to you about the teachers who have been identified as needing to take the survey. The first column, column A, is the authorization code. Each teacher gets a unique code and must be given this code when they are ready to take the survey. I would recommend that you hold on to the codes until just prior to administration of the survey rather than distribute it as soon as you have it available. The second column will be information on when the code has been assigned to the teacher. The third column is the EIN, and the remaining columns relate to the name, the certification, the endorsement code, the assignment code, and the grade level that has been reported to the department in EDS. Please note that in the first column, the 9-digit authorization code may or may not appear in an expanded column format. If you are not seeing all 9 digits, you will need to expand the column so that you do see all 9 digits. After administration of the survey to all the teachers who were on the list, and provided that they all complete the survey, CSDE will post to your district secure page the aggregate survey results. The CSDE will post survey results in late February and mid-June. Results reported on these dates will include surveys completed since the previous reporting date. As noted, the results may only be downloaded by the district liaison from the survey webpage, and you'll need your username and password. The district liaison should discuss the protocol for review and sharing of the results data with the superintendent and note the following restrictions. These results are not disclosable, so the data cannot be shared beyond the district superintendent and liaison access. Questions have come up in the past whether this data can be shared with your local boards, and the answer is no. And these results will not impact teacher evaluation or certification. The purpose of the results is to predominantly inform professional development needs by school or by district. The results are reported and broken down by school as well as aggregated by district. It is then broken down for review according to the 3 sub-areas and the 9 objectives of the survey. As you will see here on this slide, we've broken out the 3 sub-areas and the individual objectives on the survey. At this point, I'm going to transition to Heather Flesh from Evaluation Systems Group of Pearson, who will walk you through how to guide your teachers to access the survey.
Thank you, Joanne. Hello, everyone. In the next portion of this presentation, we will be walking through the process for accessing the internet-based reading survey system. As a first step, you will direct participants to the survey login screen at the address indicated on the top of the screen here, ctforsurvey.startpractice.com. When you administer the survey, the majority of participants will be accessing the survey for the first time this year and should direct their attention to the red text in the lower right-hand portion of the screen, First Time Login in 2020. Here, survey participants will enter the authorization code provided to them by the district. This will be a 9-digit code. Participants should enter only this code in the field indicated, then click Submit. Explanatory text is also included for user reference on the left-hand side of the screen under the corresponding red heading, Instructions for your first time logging in the 2020 calendar year. Throughout the presentation, we will refer to first-time participants. By this, we mean the individuals who are entering the survey system for the first time in 2020. All accounts from previous administrations of the survey have been deleted. The other fields on the login screen applied to participants returning to the survey system to either access results after completing and exiting the survey, or to re-enter the survey following a disruption or technical issue during administration. Those participants will enter their email address and password to re-enter the system. Let's zoom in on the authorization code field. For the first time login of 2020, the survey participant will enter their authorization code only and click Submit. If a participant experiences a technical issue that results in reissuing a new authorization code to the participant, follow the procedures for first time login. After clicking Submit, the participant will be prompted to create an account. The participant will begin the account creation process by entering their email address in the email field. Below this field, the system asks the question, do you have a password? All first-time participants in 2020 should make sure that the bubble is marked next to, no, I am a new user. They will then be prompted to create a password when they complete their profile. Next, click Login. On the following screen, Welcome New User, the Connecticut Foundations of Reading survey will be listed under Products in the table. The restrictions will note that the survey can only be taken once. Click Continue. Next, survey participants will update their profile. In the fields provided, participants should complete the login and general information prompts. Required information is noted with an asterisk in the dark blue cells on the left. Also note that participants will be prompted to confirm their email under login information. This measure will require participants to enter the same email twice to help eliminate issues later based on errors during the login process. When the participant has completely updated their profile, they should then read the acceptance of terms and conditions in the light blue box at the bottom of the same page. Agree to the terms and conditions by clicking the checkbox and clicking Submit. The participant will then be taken to the Start screen. In the display on this page, you will see the Connecticut Foundations of Reading survey under Test Title. And notice that the survey will expire 4 hours after it has been started. Participants will have up to 4 hours to complete the Foundations of Reading survey. If the survey administration is interrupted for any reason, for example, by computer issues, power outages, or other disruptions on site, such as a fire alarm, they will be able to re-enter the survey through the second and subsequent logins portion of the survey login screen and continue the survey from the point where the disruption occurred. If a participant is able to return to the survey within the same day, the proctor may contact Internet Testing Services to request that the survey time be manually extended. If a disruption of longer duration occurs, such that a survey participant cannot return to the survey on the same day, the responses to that point will not be submitted and will expire. If the participant cannot return to the survey in the same day, the district will need to provide the participant with a new authorization code. In this case, the proctor should contact Evaluation Systems. Internet Testing Services and Evaluation Systems support for survey proctors only is available at the phone numbers provided at the end of this presentation. Once participants have reached the Start Survey screen, they will click Start in the right-hand portion of the table to launch the survey. When participants launch the Foundations of Reading survey, they will be taken to this screen. Note that the welcome screen includes the total seat time, 4 hours, which includes the estimated survey time of 225 minutes as shown, and accounts for the additional 15 minutes that we anticipate participants will use to read the non-disclosure agreement and walk through the survey tutorial. When ready, the participant should click Next in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. This next screen includes the non-disclosure agreement. The participant must select Yes, indicating he or she agrees to abide by the terms of the agreement. The participant will not be allowed to continue the survey if he or she does not agree to the terms. If the participant does not agree to the non-disclosure agreement, the survey will terminate and the participant will be dismissed. The participant has 4.5 minutes in which to read and respond to the non-disclosure agreement. If he or she does not respond within this time, the survey session will terminate. After agreeing to the terms, the participant will click Next in the lower right-hand corner of the screen to advance to the survey tutorial. A tutorial is provided to allow participants to acclimate to the survey environment. The participant is given 10 minutes to progress through 8 tutorial screens. The tutorial will introduce the participant to features of the survey system, including tracking your time and progress throughout the survey, using the scroll bar to view all content on the page, navigating through survey screens, flagging items for review, using the survey review feature, and ending the survey. Further detail about the tutorial and survey functions is available for proctor reference in the Connecticut Foundations of Reading Survey Administration Manual. Once the survey is completed, participants will be directed to their survey results report. The survey participant can print the results at any time by logging into the ctforsurvey.startpractice.com site and clicking View Report. The print icon is located in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Prior to survey administration, remember to review the workstation requirements and check that your testing site is prepared to administer an internet-based survey. If survey workstations do not meet these requirements, participants may experience technical issues related to screen size and survey navigation, for example. In order for your center to administer an internet-based survey, the following requirements must be met or exceeded. Please take a moment to review these requirements. Please refer to the administration manual for further detail regarding network settings as well. Do you still have questions? Technical support is available to survey administrators only by calling Internet Testing Systems at 1-800-514-8494 during and after business hours. Other questions from administrators and proctors only about survey administration can be directed to Evaluation Systems by calling 866-565-4847 between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Questions related to who needs to take the survey and results reporting can be directed to the Connecticut State Department of Education by email to reading.survey@ct.gov.
Thank you for joining us for this training session. Further information for survey liaisons and administrators is available in the administration manual, which is posted to our dedicated Connecticut State Department of Education webpage.